Now to get into the customer, we'd like to share more about Federated, who implemented using Ignite. Just like to call out that this is an internal customer reference, just confidential this webinar between NeuraFlash and DocuSign, not an external reference at this point in time. Federated is a Fins enterprise customer. Their clients range from small brokers and banks up to large corporations and government entities. In this deal, and Kimberly's about to talk about it in depth here, but we replaced a legacy Wolters Kluwer product, Matrix CLM, that was being sunsetted. This was a competitive deal against Icertis and Conga. They had a very complicated contracting process. They have over 85 templates. A project of this scale and complexity would have been well over $500,000 implementation, but given the ability of using Ignite, we were able to get it to around 300K when it was all said and done. I'd like to turn it over to Kimberly now to walk us through the project, more details, and share more info about Ignite. Kimberly?
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, to talk a lot more about Federated as our example here today, like David mentioned, it was an extremely complicated solution that came out of our discovery. To give you a frame of reference, our standard process is typically 6 to 8 human steps, I want to say. Again, standard implementation that would be, but with Federated solution, it came out to be about 60 human steps. So as you can see, an exponential increase in not only steps, but the overall complexity for the workflow process and the system that we were trying to build for them. There are a few different areas that make Federated a really great kind of example for our Ignite system that we're using. First, obviously, being their complex system that shows really the technical abilities that Ignite has to offer. And you can see some of the technical pieces behind that, at least that we use with Federated on our left-hand side here, but I'm trying not to get too technical today. I could go on for hours about some technical pieces there. But one being their complex system, right? The other is that we were on a very tight timeline. Like David mentioned, they were on a very strict timeline due to the fact that their old CLM system is being sunset at the end of this year. So we finished our implementation at the end of October, had very little wiggle room in order for maybe some expansion or any type of increase in timeline, right? And the last couple of months were meant for them to take over the system so that they could implement some more after all was said and done. So this required a lot of different aspects, but a last piece being that it required a lot of user ability to go into the system and then also build on top of that after we completed what we needed to so that they could take the system and run with it. So a lot of different components that we're seeing here with Ignite come into play.